Mr. Speaker, and I'm really pleased to have this opportunity to add my voice to this debate today, because when we're talking about affordability and future of Ontarians, there's nothing more important than recognizing the credible ideas that were brought forth in this motion, and I think it's absolutely another misstep on behalf of the Liberal government, as well as the third party, to be voting against it. You know, we heard a lot of bluster earlier, but the realities are, from the moment I stepped House and had the honour of standing here, we have fought hard against ramifications that have been realized from one end of the province to another, and those ramifications are associated with the Green Energy Act. And every time myself and my colleagues brought forward thoughtful motions and private members' bills, not only did the third party vote against them, but the Liberal government did as well, turning an absolute deaf ear, blind eye to the real issues, because we have said from the onset this was going to be an economic crisis. And one thing this Liberal government has been successful in doing is that we have found a common thread that binds the rural Ontario together with urban Ontario. It doesn't matter whether you're in Huron-Bruce or downtown Toronto, everybody is experiencing higher electricity bills, and it really needs to be addressed. You know, my colleagues have done a great job outlining how the electricity rates have gone through the roof. But I want to share my final minutes here with everyone in the House, with some empathetic feelings and sincere thoughts that go out to pillars of our communities. And I'm talking about the Canadian Legion in Kincardine. The Royal Canadian Legion in Kincardine is up against it very tough. Speaker, they have spent good money trying to make their historic building affordable so that they can keep it open. But unfortunately, their building is heated with electricity, and it is just to the point of they have to make a choice. What are they going to do? Specifically, it's Branch 183, and it's a 130-year-old heritage building right in the heart of Kincardine, Speaker. And let's realize this: Legions in every riding in Ontario are meeting places, and where people host their weddings, where people can socialize. But most important, everyone in this room needs to recognize Royal Canadian Legions are where our veterans are honoured. And as I said, in Kincardine, their bill is upwards of $4,300 per month, and half of that is comprised of global adjustment and delivery charges. And they're not going away, Speaker, and this is not pocket change. It's a massive increase that makes it next to impossible to operate the Legion in Kincardine. They're trying to fundraise for a $40,000 propane furnace that they hope would be rejigged for natural gas. But unfortunately, that hope is going to be dashed as well if this Liberal government gets their way and ban natural gas. And with regards to the Royal Canadian Legions, I just want to remind everybody that Remembrance Day is approaching. And the Royal Canadian Legion in Kincardine, and I'm sure other legions across the province, should be planning on how to best honour the sacrifices of our veterans and not fretting over how to pay their hydro bills. We heard about curling clubs. There's one in Walkerton that I want to draw attention to. Last December, they were billed $2,581 for electricity, $1,443.36 for delivery, $161 for debt retirement charge, and $571.86 in HST. Of their $5,000 bill, only half went to the cost of electricity. The rest went to fees, taxes, and charges, and this year it's going to go higher. You know, the list could go on and on. But just this past weekend, I was at a fundraising event for community living. They themselves are having a tough time managing their electricity bill in group homes. Speaker, the gist to all of this is that the Liberal government and their poor decisions, their poor policy, has caused life in Ontario to become very, very difficult and unaffordable. And we need to ensure that we take proper steps forward, because the pressure of the Liberals' poor policy is causing the pillars of our community to crumble. And honestly, what we need to see, and by introducing this motion with the hopes that the government and third party would stand with us, is that they would take responsibility for past mistakes and focus on making life affordable for Ontarians throughout this province. Thank you very much.